If you are over 50 and you eat a banana right before bed thinking it's a harmless, healthy snack, you may be making one bedtime mistake that quietly punishes your gut all night long. And the worst part? Most people have no idea it's happening. Because bananas have a healthy image, they seem safe, gentle, natural, even comforting before sleep. But stay with me, because in a moment, I'm going to explain the one specific mistake that turns this healthy fruit into a late-night digestion problem and why it hits harder after 50. If you often wake up feeling bloated, heavy, gassy, acidic, or strangely tired in the morning, this may be one of the reasons. The fruit is banana. But the real issue is not just the banana. It's when you eat it, how ripe it is, and what happens after you lie down. That's where people get into trouble. Now let me be clear. Bananas are not bad for everyone. In fact, many people do perfectly fine with them during the day. But here's the surprising part. What your body handles at noon is not always what it handles well at night. After 50, digestion changes. Your stomach may empty more slowly. You may be more sensitive to reflux. You may notice more bloating than you used to. And food that once felt easy can suddenly feel heavier, especially close to bedtime. That is why a bedtime banana can backfire for some people. And the biggest mistake people make, I'll explain right now, it's eating a banana too close to sleep, then lying down with a full or active stomach. That's the mistake. It sounds small, but night after night, it can create the exact symptoms so many adults over 50 complain about. Let's break this down. First, when you eat late and then lie flat, digestion has a harder job. Your body is trying to wind down. Your stomach is still working, and gravity is no longer helping the same way it does when you are upright. This is where it gets dangerous. If you are someone who gets acid reflux, heartburn, throat irritation, or that sour taste in your mouth at night, eating right before bed can make it worse. Not because the banana is evil, but because lying down after eating can push stomach contents upward more easily. And once that starts, sleep suffers too. You toss. You turn. You wake up uncomfortable. You think you slept enough hours, but you still feel worn out in the morning. Sound familiar? A lot of people blame age. Some blame stress. Some blame bad sleep. But sometimes the problem started with that innocent late-night snack. Most people don't know this, but the body becomes less forgiving as we get older. After 50, you can't always eat at 10:30 at night and expect your gut to act like it did at 25. That chapter is over. And if you already deal with digestion issues, this matters even more. Now let's talk about the second reason bananas before bed can be a problem. Ripeness. This part surprises a lot of people. A banana changes as it ripens. A firmer, less ripe banana has more starch. A soft, spotty banana has more sugars that are easier for your body to absorb quickly. That means the very banana most people love at night, sweet, soft, easy to chew, may also be the one that affects them the most. But here's the surprising part. For some people, a very ripe banana before bed does not just sit there quietly. It can lead to bloating, gas, or a strange, heavy feeling in the stomach, especially if your digestion is already slow at night. And if your blood sugar is sensitive, it may also push your system into a little nighttime roller coaster. You may fall asleep okay, then wake up restless, or warm, or hungry, or not fully settled. That's because your gut and your metabolism do not shut off just because the lights are off. They keep reacting, and the bigger problem is what happens when this becomes routine. Banana tonight, banana tomorrow night, banana every night because it feels healthy. Then month after month, you keep waking up with the same symptoms and never connect the dots. This is why timing matters. And in a moment, I'll show you a much smarter way to eat bananas if you still want them. But first, there is another late-night mistake that makes this worse. Eating the banana on top of an already full evening meal. This is huge. Maybe you had dinner late. Maybe you had rice, bread, soup, or dessert. Then an hour later you think, I just want something light. So you grab a banana, That is where it gets tricky. Because now your stomach is not dealing with one simple fruit, it's dealing with a full evening of food plus more. And when you finally lie down, your digestive system is still busy. That can lead to pressure, reflux, burping, bloating, and poor sleep quality. As we get older, that heavy overnight digestion can leave us feeling older than we are. You wake up dull, swollen, sluggish, not refreshed. And then the next day starts badly. You want more coffee, more sugar, more quick energy, and that cycle quietly keeps going. Most people don't know this, but a bad night of digestion often becomes a bad day of cravings. Now let's talk about the gut part more directly. A lot of viewers over 50 tell me the same thing. My stomach is not the same anymore. I get bloated from foods I used to tolerate. I feel full for too long. I wake up with gas. If that sounds like you, listen carefully. The issue may not be bananas alone. It may be bananas at the wrong time. At night, digestion slows. If your stomach is already sensitive, adding a late snack can create more fermentation, more fullness, and more pressure in the gut. Especially if you eat quickly, eat too much, or go straight to bed afterward. That one healthy banana can turn into hours of discomfort. But here's the surprising part. Some people make the exact opposite mistake. They eat a green or less ripe banana at night because they think it has less sugar. And while that may sound smart, a firmer banana has more resistant starch, which some people's guts handle well, but others do not. For certain people, especially those with bloating or a sensitive gut, that can mean even more gas, more heaviness, and more discomfort overnight. So now you see the problem. Too ripe may bother some people. Too firm may bother others. Too late bothers a lot of people. That's why bedtime is the real issue, not just the fruit. And the biggest mistake people make is thinking all healthy foods are safe at all times. They're not. Healthy food still has to match your body and your timing. After 50, that becomes non-negotiable. Now let me tell you about a very common pattern. Maybe this sounds familiar. Dinner ends around 8:30. You sit down, watch TV, and feel a little sweet craving. You don't want cookies. You don't want chips. So you choose a banana. You feel proud of the choice. Then you go to bed at 10. At 2 a.m., you wake up with pressure in your chest, a sour throat, belly bloating, or that uncomfortable feeling that something is just sitting there. By morning, you blame sleep, but your stomach has been working overtime. This is where it gets dangerous because people often keep repeating a habit that is hurting them simply because the food has a healthy reputation. That happens all the time. Now, I'm not saying everyone over 50 must ban bananas forever. That would be silly. What I am saying is this. If bananas before bed leave you bloated, restless, acidic, or heavy the next morning, your body is giving you a message. And you should listen. Because one of the smartest health moves after 50 is learning the difference between what sounds healthy and what actually feels healthy in your body. That wisdom matters more than trends. So what should you do instead? Here's the practical part. If you enjoy bananas, eat them earlier in the day. Morning or afternoon is usually a much better time. That gives your body more time to digest while you are upright and active. If you notice blood sugar swings, keep the portion smaller. If a whole banana feels too much, try half. If a very ripe banana makes you feel off, test a less ripe one during the day, not at night. And if your stomach is sensitive, stop making your bedtime snack a daily habit just because it seems innocent. That one change alone can help some people sleep better. But here's the surprising part. Sometimes the answer is not adding a snack, it's stopping the unnecessary one. A lot of bedtime eating is not real hunger. It's habit, it's boredom, it's stress. It's something sweet after dinner. And after 50, those small nightly habits can shape how your gut feels every morning. If you truly need something at night, choose carefully. Keep it small. Give yourself time before lying down. And notice what your body says the next morning. That is the test that matters. Not what a health blog says, not what someone on social media says. Your own body. Do you wake up light and clear, or heavy and irritated? That answer tells you more than any trend ever will. If you find this helpful, consider subscribing, because on this channel we talk about simple daily habits that affect your digestion, energy, blood sugar, and sleep after 40 and 50 without the confusing medical talk. Now there's one more point most people miss. The problem is often not one banana, it's the pattern around it. Late dinner, late snack, lying down too soon, poor sleep, morning bloat, more cravings the next day, then repeat. That pattern can quietly wear you down, and when it happens often enough, you start feeling like your body is just aging. But sometimes your body is not failing, it's reacting. That should give you hope, because reactions can be changed. Habits can be changed. Timing can be changed. And when you change those, the body often responds faster than expected. So let's close this clearly. Should everyone over 50 never eat a banana before bed? Not necessarily. But if you deal with bloating, reflux, heaviness, gas, poor sleep, slow digestion, or that uncomfortable full feeling in the morning, eating a banana right before bed may be one of the worst times to have it. And the one big mistake? Eating it too close to sleep, then lying down before your body has had time to digest. That's the real issue, not the fruit itself. The timing, the position, the routine. That is what can make your gut miserable overnight. So if you love bananas, enjoy them smarter, have them earlier, test the ripeness, watch the portion, and stop assuming healthy means good at bedtime. Because after 50, the body rewards good timing just as much as good food. And once you understand that, everything starts to make more sense. Your sleep, your stomach, your energy, your mornings. So tonight, before you reach for that banana, ask yourself one simple question. Am I feeding my body or giving my gut one more job right before bed? That question alone can save you a lot of discomfort, and maybe even help you wake up feeling lighter, calmer, and more like yourself again. Because real health after 50 is not about eating perfectly. It's about noticing what your body has been trying to tell you all along. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do for your gut is not what you eat. It's when you stop eating.